All right. Hello, hello, and
Hello.
welcome to Cool Vibes with Kiana. And
And Kenzo.
so I am Kiana, and he is,
Kenzo.
yes, and we are in the building tonight, ready to have a wonderful evening planned out. We want to say, even though it's kind of getting late in the month, but Happy New Year, because we haven't seen you since
Yeah.
last year, 2024 of December, I guess it was. But we're hoping everyone had a really fun, happy, and safe New Year, and definitely wishing you nothing but the best and prosperity, health, and everything. Sounds lovely, and stay strong during these uncertain times, I guess is what we want to say,
Yeah.
to say the least, right?
Yeah.
It's been an amazing week. We went from Martin Luther King Day to the inauguration. Like, we're not going to get into too much of that yet, but
Yeah.
I guess we can jump into saying, as we're bringing you back up to speed, we definitely encourage you to go back and watch any of the previous live streams if you're interested, or if you want to know more about us. You could definitely share all that information with your family, your friends, followers, anybody else that you know,
Yeah.
co-workers, because we're always looking for guests to join our program, or people to engage, even if they don't want to be a guest, but like maybe they'll put something in the chat, stuff like that. So Kenzo, you can let them know what to do if they want to contact us, or how they get in touch with us. What would be
Yeah.
one of the ways that you can let
So,
everyone know?
if you're interested and want to be a guest on our show, you can definitely reach out to us at Kiana Kenzo, Vibes at gmail.com. That's right. It's down
Oh yes, you put that in the chat, right? Is that,
there.
or
Yeah.
not yet, or just on the
Not
screen,
yet.
of
It's on the
course?
screen right now, but it's going to
Okay,
be in the chat in a second.
okay. I know you love to put things in the chat, so I didn't want to leave you out of that one.
Yeah.
But while you work on that, I do want to say, of course, again, there's so much has happened. I mean, I feel like it's almost been a year since we last came together, even though it's been only a matter of a few weeks. But what a difference a new year and a new month makes, right? But definitely 100%, we want to send our help, heartfelt thoughts and prayers, okay, to all of the California residents. I've been really stressed over this, and so I'm not okay. I'm okay, but I'm not okay. I'm trying to be strong, because it's like a lot of friends and family and people that have just lost everything. I mean, they've lost so much. I just can't believe something like this would have happened. It is just sad. I mean, again, condolences to anyone who's lost family. I hear different amount, numbers. Like, 1 minute it's like 10 people, 20 people. One is too much. Okay, so we definitely don't want to hear, hopefully, of any more passings, and we're really sad and sorry to hear about any loss that someone might have had their personal belongings. It may be a house. Okay, you can rebuild that, but it's the memories and everything else that goes along with. And if you don't have the means, that's stressful. I mean, I just couldn't imagine. So we do know, California is a strong state. They'll rebuild. They have an awesome governor. He's amazing. Shout out to Governor Newsom for working with the people and everyone else who's involved. There's a lot of celebrities out there with some money, so hopefully they'll kick in a few coins to get people started. But of course, like I said, clearly things will never be the same. I mean, this is going to be traumatizing. Someone won't forget that this happened. I mean, whether you're a child and an adult, I mean, it's just a lot to lose. Several things that have basically your world turned upside down in the matter of like seconds. I mean, you're like, oh, you have to get out. Like, what? I mean, this is not,
Yeah.
the unthinkable. So we're definitely really sorry, and feel bad for all those who were severely impacted. Best wishes on recovering, of course, from all that has happened, and maybe have the strength to carry on. Do you
Yeah,
have anything you want to
absolutely.
add about that? I mean,
Yeah, I just couldn't imagine. I mean, definitely hope,
it's
they
stressful.
get a hold on these fires and
Yeah,
definitely, catch those people, the arsons.
I know. I hope
And
I hope that there was not an arson situation. That would just be horrible. I mean, I heard about, which was even bad too, the people looting the
oh,
mansions
yeah.
that were destroyed, or the house. Come on, I mean, how low can you be? But have some decency, some basic humanity. I mean, wow. So I was definitely saddened to hear that too. I'm like, as they say, add insult to injury, pouring
Yeah.
salt in the wound. But that's not enough. But now we're going to look to try to see what we can salvage. I don't think so. Not cool at all.
Yeah.
But so that was one thing, and that wasn't on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. This was a few days, what I'm saying, leading
Yeah.
to the New Year. But
It's,
before the California fire, what
yeah.
else happened?
Also want to send our condolences to families that lost loved ones on the New Year's Eve terrorism act. in New Orleans, of all places. No, it's supposed to be a happy time.
Yeah, the
and
Big Easy's always Bourbon Street, full of lively
yes,
entertainment and
3 hours in,
people enjoying themselves, turning up, having a really nice time, and then you're gonna hear some crazy person drive through the crowd in a pickup truck or something like that. Like,
yeah.
excuse me? What? I mean, what's wrong with people? I ask myself that every day. I mean, like I said, people are not doing the right thing anymore. A lot of people. I mean, there are some. Don't get me wrong. Thank God we're part of the doing the right thing and trying to, if anything, help people, not hurt people. Come on, please, people, get it together. Do the right thing. It doesn't cost anything. It's just, I mean, to me, it's common sense. But I guess everyone doesn't feel the way we do.
Yeah.
It's such a problem that we hopefully, people will get it together. I don't know. But please, people, get it together.
Yes, get this new year off right.
Yeah, I mean, let's help people, not hurt people. People definitely are hurting right now enough. I mean, there's so much to hurt for, at the same time, be grateful and humble, but it's like, we can't see these crimes continue, and hopefully, like I said, no arson and all this. I mean, it's just terrible. You know what I mean? But, hopefully, people are considering to both causes or anything, doing, any donating or anything that can help, whether it's the Red Cross, whatever it is, if it's $5, it's 5 cents. I mean, hey, at this point, I know times are tough, but we definitely want to help, our fellow neighbors. We're all in this together at the end of the day, because it could be any of us. With the global warming, it could be anywhere. It could be New England. It could be, anywhere, any country. I mean, all types of, hurricanes, tornadoes, all these different earthquakes. Lately, earthquakes have been happening.
Yeah.
So just be, courteous and thoughtful and have some empathy.
Yeah, definitely needed at these times.
For real. Well, now that we got that out, let's lighten the mood.
Yes.
At this point, I'd like to share with all our viewers tonight some good news, right? Something good. Yay, some good news.
Yes.
All right. We're thrilled. We will be welcoming our first guest on our live stream. Yes, I said it, a first guest.
Yes.
Not just a chat, which we welcome that too. We love a chat. We've had people chat and, do what do you call it, the replay crew?
Yeah, the replay crew.
Yeah, we have people who might be busy right now, so they watch it later, and that's all right. But anyways, our first guest, let's talk about her. She's fantastic. She's someone who has a lot of life experience, clearly charisma. We are hoping that you might learn something from her and be inspired to level up. Yes, I said it, level up. Okay, something positive. We wanted to start the year out with something different. As I was speaking prior to our lovely guest, saying, hey, we want to do something different. We usually haven't had guests. We may try to look into having guests. Not necessarily every live stream, we'll see, or whoever wants to sign up, they're welcome. But yes, we're gonna, like I said, start this off, hoping that you enjoy getting to know our special guest this evening. So without further ado, we want to introduce you to the one, the only Miss Heather Reese. Woo! We are ready.
Hello. Thank you so much.
Yes, Miss Heather Reese. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm so honored to be your first guest.
Thank you so much for joining. We're thrilled. I mean, this is, like I said, new year, new us.
Yeah.
So they say new year, new you.
Yeah.
So I will leave it up to you, Miss Heather. We had some questions, but I don't know if you'd want to answer those, or did you want to we want this to be really like a freestyle, like you can take it in any direction you want.
I'm good with whatever. I can answer some questions. I can tell a bit about myself first if you want me to do that.
Yeah, maybe that would help a little bit. Yeah, because we don't want to spill the beans. I said, let's do it straight from Miss Heather in case we had something wrong. We know you won't get it wrong.
I can't get it wrong. It's my life. It's the best part. So yes, my name's Heather Reese. I am a plus size model. I am a Latina content creator and influencer, and I am also a lawyer. And I do personal injury law in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I do it in the entire state of Pennsylvania, but I work in the city of Philadelphia. And yeah, no, I'm adopted. I'm a divorcee. I mean, there's just so much stuff. There's so many funny things. I'm a millennial, which means that I'm chronically anxious. But yeah, no, that's a little bit about me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that was wonderful.
Thank you.
That's a lot. That's some people, they don't have that in a lifetime to say. Like, wow, that took us 30 years to even get two of those things. A lawyer, beautiful model and influencer. I mean, hey, I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
Yeah.
It's
He's a millennial. I'm
exhausting.
trying to figure out how I can age backwards and have a little do-over.
Yeah.
Not to date myself, but you know.
You know, it's exhausting. You don't get to sleep very often. I don't sleep very much. But no, I love it. It's been really great. It's great to get to do the things that you love.
Absolutely.
And it makes it feel a little less like work, right? Like I love doing podcasts. It's one of my favorite things in the world to do. That's why I was so honored when you guys reached out to me. And I like doing content creation. You know, my content creation is promoting Latina, and Latinx businesses.
Wonderful.
So it's been amazing. It's been a crazy journey. I started it last Hispanic Heritage Month. I made a thread on Threads, and I said, hey, I just want to showcase some Latina-owned businesses. And I thought like maybe 3 people would respond, but like 100 people responded. Oh, wow. And it turned into a series that is ongoing now that I've been doing since then. I've worked with over 50 companies now. Nice. Big and small, some that are like making their stuff out of their house to big box brands that are Latino owned. I've got to work with famous chefs. I got to work with Chef Rivera, who is a famous New York chef. He's Latino, he's Ecuadorian. Oh, wow. I've got to interview amazing Latino wealth activists. She's huge. I've got to interview spiritual guides, therapists. Wow. It's been crazy. It's been the series really changed my life. It's really been amazing, and I'm so
it sounds very rewarding. Again, like, you know, to have an eclectic, you know, opportunity with the different people. I mean, like you said, whether it's a chef or someone spiritual, like such a broad range, which is really nice. I mean, that's kind of what we're trying to do. Like, we don't want to just pigeonhole and say, you know what, we just want to interview, you know, I don't know, dancers or that per se. Like, we're open, same thing, like open to meet several people, all walks of life. I mean, hey.
It's great. It really is. And it really like introduces you to people you never thought you'd meet. Like, I never thought I would be speaking to like a spiritual guide whose entire family has been in Honduras doing this spiritual, I always say the name wrong. It's like Guafrana. I forgive me if I say it wrong because I don't speak Spanish.
Oh, that's all right.
But it's been amazing. I never thought that. I mean, like I said earlier, I'm a divorcee, and coming out of divorce, I knew zero about money. And people assume because you're a lawyer that you have your life together. And let me just tell you, that's not always the truth. So I walked out with a very, very low credit score and a whole bunch of debt.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I was super transparent about it because I wanted people to know, like, hey, don't be embarrassed of where you're at. The only thing you can do is look up and try to get better. And I've got to meet with amazing wealth people that are all Latina that have helped me get my stuff back in order. So it's been really great. It's really been,
that's wonderful.
Wow.
And that's what it's about. Like, you know, like I said, working together. I was just saying a couple little things about, you know, what's going on today, but like helping one another instead of, you know, bringing people down or doing all these things that are not helpful. Like, we should all, you know, we're all together at the end of the day. We're all human beings and should be willing to help one another. It's not a competition. You know, if I win, you win. Like, that's the mentality that we have. Like, it's about, you know, like I said, just strengthening that as opposed to this whole, you know, divided we fall type mentality that a lot of people have. Like, oh, it's just me. No, it's about all of us. We can all shine. Why not?
Yeah, I've always been a huge proponent of collaboration over competition. Yes. I truly believe in my core that I never compete with anybody other than the person that I was yesterday. And I don't compete with other lawyers. I don't compete with other models. It's just never been my thing. And I actually wear other lawyers' merch all the time. Like, I have so many great friends that are lawyers, that are female lawyers, male lawyers, minority lawyers, non-minority lawyers. And they're in different fields of law. Some of them are in the same field of law as me. And I always say, like, send me your merch. I'm more than happy to wear it and promote it because in the field of law, it's impossible to take every case. I'd be doing disservice to my clients.
Absolutely.
And I don't feel like somebody else eating is taking away my food. And I've never felt like that. And I think that's like a foreign concept a lot of the times to people, right? Like, society does a really good job of telling you there's only one seat at the table. And I continue to tell people that's not a table I want to sit at.
Absolutely. No, that is couldn't be further from the
yeah.
truth. I mean, it's like no one, as they say, no man's an island. You know what I mean? We all need to help each other, and we'll need help, and vice versa. You know, it's what we put into it. We work and try to all, like I said, thrive and be successful if you're working together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Referrals. I mean, like you said, I love how we had spoken previously, and you mentioned about you know, just because maybe I'm having, you know, a connection with the Latinx community, that doesn't mean I know everything about immigration. I'd be happy to
Yeah, I know nothing about immigration.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that watching that thinks
Yeah.
reached out to me. I know nothing about immigration. What I do have is an amazing network of other lawyers
Yes.
that I've gotten to meet over the course of my life. And I know tons of great lawyers that are immigration attorneys that I'd be more than happy to steer your way. But yeah, no, I think it's funny. The field of law is a lot like, and I don't mean to sound this to downplay being a doctor, because that's like a real thing.
Yeah.
Where people come up to doctors and they're like, if you are a doctor of like, if you're like a cardio doctor, people ask you about like their ankle, right? Like people think just because you're a doctor of everything, right?
That's right. That's a perfect.
That's the only analogy I meant with doctors, because they're saving lives. But with me, it's like with lawyers, people think the same thing. Like I do personal injury law. That's my specialty. I don't know criminal law. I don't know immigration law. I don't know family law. Like I know what I learned in law school, but that was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Like I know the basics, and laws are always changing as we.
That's hard. They really are
constantly changing. So you really need to make sure that you reach out to people that are specialists in that field. And I think a lot of people forget to do that, and they just like reach out to the attorney that they know, and that's great because they can refer you to somebody that might be better at it.
Absolutely.
But always steer clear of an attorney who says they know everything about every law, because
that means they're call it a jack of all
trades. That's not the one for you.
You're not expert at anything.
Absolutely.
Trades, master of none.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how that kind of looks.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, no, it's just so many things. But I guess I'm just trying to think. Did you want to start, or am I starting with a question? If that's okay, Miss Heather.
Whatever questions, I'm perfectly happy. I'm excited.
Okay, awesome. So you did mention you started off saying you were adopted. Could we talk a little bit about that? Like, could you tell me, you know, more about your adoption? I guess we'll say journey.
Sure.
Journey.
Sure. So I'm adopted from Peru. I was adopted when I was a baby, and I was adopted into a home of like I have a Jewish mom, and then I have a like pseudo Catholic, agnostic, hippie California dad. I mean, and we celebrated Christmas, so I don't know what religion he was, but he wasn't really a religion. He's more like he's like just a hippie is the best way to explain it. He's from Humboldt County, California, and that's the only way I explain it. People go, "Oh no, we get it." But my mom is a Jewish woman from New York, and I'm adopted. My brother and sister are both adopted as well. From different. My sister is from a different part of Peru than me, and my brother is from Honduras. And we were raised. We always knew we were adopted. One, because our parents are very, very Caucasian, and two, because they were very open about it. We had maps of our countries in our rooms when we were growing up.
Oh, that's so cute. That's wonderful.
It was really great. Our parents brought back jewelry boxes from our countries that had little trinkets, money, toys from our home countries, so that we always knew where we came from. And they were, I'm really grateful for that, because I've met so many other adopted people who have this like trauma story of when they found out that they were adopted, and I always knew. And my sister and brother always knew. So there's never a moment where I was like, I can no longer trust adults. It was always very transparent. So yeah, I mean, my mom, I went to a Jewish day school. I learned Hebrew, which unfortunately hasn't helped me very much in my adult life. I wish it had. And I didn't learn Spanish, which would have helped me. But I did learn Hebrew, which is just, a funny little quirk. But yeah, no, it was an interesting upbringing. I don't think I ever really acknowledged or realized I was Latina until I was like much older. Because I went to a private Jewish school, and it was the same kids K through 6th grade. And there wasn't really any minorities. And the big minority there would be if you weren't Jewish, right? If you weren't a Jewish
Sure,
child,
that makes sense.
that would have been very taboo. Less than if you were a minority. So no one really said anything to me. I think it was when I went to public school when I was like in 8th grade or 7th grade. Somebody came up to me. I was wearing a Jewish star necklace that my mom had given me for my bat mitzvah. And somebody came up to me and was like, you can't be Jewish. You don't look Jewish. And I think that was the first time I ever experienced somebody noticing that I was Latina, and then also noticing that me looking Latina meant that in somebody else's mind that I couldn't be Jewish too.
Right. And it's sad. Like, I just want to say that, and that's kind of what we sometimes talk about. I mean, of course, hopefully it was a child, but the ignorance, just say if this was an adult. I mean, it's like, hello, being Jewish, that's more of a religious as opposed to only like, oh, this person's race, like just like Catholic. You have people from Haiti that are Catholic, you might be from Italy. It doesn't matter that we're talking about a religion here. But yeah, that people will say that you don't look, and I've heard adults say stuff like that. I'm like even myself, like they're like, they don't know what to make of me because I'm multiracial. And they're like, well, oh, so were you born here? Like they ask a lot of questions, and same thing. I understand.
Yeah, it's been an interesting road. Kind of juggling the space of being never white enough and then never Latina enough.
Okay.
I think that was like my big break on social media when I made a video about Jenna Ortega speaking about that being Latina enough and never feeling Latina enough. Because I had said, this is the feeling I'd felt my entire life. People had always kind of downplayed that I was Latina because I didn't speak Spanish. And my big thing to that is that we never walk up to Italians and go, you're not Italian because you don't speak Italian, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a whole different story. Absolutely.
It's okay. But there's this crazy thing that we always say to Hispanic people, Latina people, that they must be able to speak that language. And the irony is that Spanish isn't the only language of the Latina culture. There are tons of other languages that Latinos speak. And for me, it was the journey in finding myself, connecting with my culture. I wanted to really dive in head first and meet as many Latina people as I could, find them in professional spaces, find them in any space that I could, because I was looking for a community. I was looking for people to accept me. I had felt like I was constantly battling with my trying to figure out where I fall in and where I don't fall in. But social media is a great thing, and it's been an amazing, amazing journey to get to meet a community that really fully supports me.
No, absolutely, and that's what's good. I mean, I agree. It's definitely like more people are more welcoming, and some people are in the same boat. It just kind of brings me to think of one of my close friends. Her situation in terms of the adoption piece sounds rather similar. She's actually she was adopted as a baby. She was from Colombia. And she was adopted by an Italian family, and she had certain similarities to what you're speaking of. Like as we speak today, she's a good friend of mine. She does not speak Spanish. So I help her out with Spanish, and, we're, going to immerse her into like different cultural settings that I'm exposed to and everything. But, at this point, it shouldn't be a negative or an insult. I mean, like people at this point, you speak a language, that's a start, at least, as opposed to trying to put someone down, because I've seen like people are cruel over things, or they assume, like I've even seen things where people we'll speak for Puerto Rico, they're born here and they say, oh, well, they're not Puerto Rican. But I mean, right, they might have not been born on the island, but if their parents were, they're Puerto Rican descent, and they have the right to say I'm Puerto Rican.
Absolutely. I think it's weird that we do this thing where we kind of tell people how they have to what they can identify as.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What culture they can claim. For me, like I've always said, my blood is from Peru. I was born in Peru. I am Peruvian, regardless of the language that I speak. And for me, it was a little more challenging too, because my parents didn't raise us with any Latin culture, right? Like, I had never had Spanish food. I had never listened to Spanish music. And over these past 2 years, I've met amazing people through the networking that I've gotten to do. I've gotten to go to Peruvian restaurants. I've gotten to hair Peruvian music, drink Peruvian alcohol. It's been a really great journey. Yeah, Pisco is probably one of my favorite things now.
Okay.
But it's been fun. For me, I wanted to find my people, and I was able to find my people.
Fantastic. No, that's
definitely,
all it is about. And again, like we tell people, hey, it's never too late.
yeah.
You know, whether you're a 10-year-old, whether you're a 35-year-old, to get connected. And it's, the seeking and you shall find. And that's wonderful. Like hearing what has happened over the last, few years for you has been amazing. It warms my heart. Like it makes me so happy to see, you can just tell like it radiates like, wow, she seems like someone who's very happy because things are going well with, the whole journey of definitely seeking out culture and wanting to find, like you said, learn more about Peruvian food or, the things that you didn't have in your upbringing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think I've had, given the privileges that I've had, I've never downplayed my privilege, right? I've never downplayed that I was brought up in a very privileged home.
Sure.
And I also think with that, there was a sense of obligation and duty as well to really make an effort to highlight my community, because I have had all these amazing things in life. I started this series for a multitude of reasons, but one of them was that I was looking around the field of law and I saw that there were almost no other Latina lawyers. Latina lawyers make up 2.5% of the lawyers that are in America. And I said, that's insane. That's crazy. And I said, where else is that the case? And I started to look at the stats of Latinas in almost every field and saw that we were grossly underrepresented in everything. And I said, well, what can I do with my platform, with my life, with whatever I have to help build visibility? And that's what I did with the series. I said, I'm going to start showcasing. I'm going to show my community that we can buy from ourselves. Latinas have a huge purchasing power. We have we feed a lot into the economy. And I said, we don't need to outsource and buy from other brands. We can buy from our own people. We can buy from small Latina brands. We can buy from big Latina brands. But we can help create generational wealth. I really wanted to show the community that I'm not a generic influencer. I'm not a person with 1 million followers. I'm not a beauty guru. I don't, know everything about skincare. Like even when I promote businesses, I always do a disclaimer. I'm always like, I don't know what's in this ingredients. You're going to have to read it. 1, 2. I don't know if this is going to look good on your skin. I'm going to show you what it looks like on my skin. Because to me, it's not about selling the product. It's about showing you the product is there. It's
Absolutely.
about creating the visibility for that business, for that small business, big business, but whatever, that minority business. That's my purpose. Not to make you go buy it, but to let you know that there are other options. I mean, sure, I want you to buy it. Because I want them to get money. I don't make any money off of my series. I always said from the beginning, from the first person I ever did, I never want to charge to be on it. I don't want to do that. That's not my thing. I'm incredibly blessed in life. But I want you guys to be able to see that you don't have to buy from the big box brand name. You can buy from a community of people that need you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's definitely it's definitely good that you're using your platform to get the word out about these businesses that
right, may be underserved based on people if they're not aware. Because of course you hear about the big names or the this, that, and the other, but like you said, not necessarily POC or Latinx or any businesses that might be wonderful, and most likely they are. And it's like if people don't know, then
yeah, for sure. It's been really great. I've got to meet authors. I think I worked with 45 Latino, and Latinx authors to get to promote their books. There's an amazing a group called Mija Books, which makes books with BIPOC characters for young kids. And I just remember growing up and thinking I could never be a main character because I never saw myself as a main character because I was never a main character in a book. And I think it's great that there are now authors out there that are making BIPOC children main characters because that's what they need, right? I do this so that another little girl can look up and say, one day I could do what she does. And I don't think I'm a fantastic person. I don't think I'm great. I just think I always say this to people, I'm just a regular Latina girl trying to create visibility for other Latinas. That's my goal. That's my plan. And If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But so far it's worked, and I've gotten some really great messages and moving messages from businesses that, have made sales based off of, what I've done. And it's been amazing. And I've had so many companies be like, well, do you track your sales? Do you track the sales? And I say, no, I don't look at it at all. Like, I make the video and that's it for me. Like, I don't know. I don't know if people bought, because it wasn't about it for me. It wasn't about that for me. It was about just creating the space for somebody else to shine. And with what little platform I had at the time, it's been really great.
Yeah, no, that's definitely great. And that's funny enough, kind of, dived right into my next question in terms of what is your area of focus as an influencer, which
that answered that pretty much.
Latino and Latinx businesses for sure.
It was amazing.
I also do plus size fashion, so I do a lot of stuff for the plus size community. So I like to get different brands that work with plus size, and I also like to promote affordable plus size clothes because as a plus size person, there are tons of brands that are incredibly expensive, and not everyone can afford them. And I think people automatically think because I'm a lawyer that I buy the most expensive stuff. And I don't. The funny part is that a lot of the outfits that people see me in are like $12 shirts. And like $35 pants that I've gotten tailored for probably more than the pants that cost because it's so expensive to get anything tailored. But I really wanted to make affordable, show people that you can get affordable clothing and that you can thrift too. I'm a big person about thrifting. New York has a lot of really great thrift stores. They have a store called Plus Brooklyn, which is a plus size thrift store. And it's been amazing. I've gotten a lot of really good pieces from that too. So I would say the majority of my influencing is showcasing the Latina businesses, and then also finding plus size, clothes and companies that I like to think are sustainable. Also, there's a lot of companies that have offered to work with me that I haven't worked with because they don't have size inclusive brands. I lost a lot of weight last year. I lost like 60 pounds. And it was great. I felt good about it, but it also made me very aware that, I don't want to be the type of content creator, influencer that suddenly forgets where I came from. And that's never been me. So if a company doesn't make plus size clothes, it's not something I really want to promote, or I'll promote you, but I disclose that first. And a lot of companies don't love that because they're like, can you just not say that? I'm like, no,
you have to say it.
I cannot say that. Like, I have to say that up front because these are the people that made me who I am. These are the people that supported me and that have been backing me and been pushing me. And just because you see famous celebrities all the time wear signature one-of-a-kind pieces. And that's gorgeous, but that's not attainable for the rest of everybody else. One, out of cost, and then two, out of the fact that designer isn't making that size for everyone. And that's the other big thing. I wanted to make my platform something where it was a safe space for both plus size people and minorities.
That's fantastic.
That's definitely fantastic. I mean, like going down that list here because that was like another one of our questions.
No, it's like she knows.
Okay, she's on to us.
Well, it just makes sense. Like if you think about the whole, do you have another question?
Yeah. Okay. So what can you tell us about your role as an attorney, and what area of legal expertise do you offer potential clients? Which I know you say do personal injury.
For sure, yeah. So I do personal injury in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I do it for the entire state of Pennsylvania, like I said. I think my firm also does New Jersey and New York. We take cases there as well. There's other bar attorneys there. And I'm actually trying to waive into New York and New Jersey in April of this year because I will have been an attorney for 5 years.
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
It's definitely big.
It was a journey. It was a expensive journey. And so I went to law school not right out of college. I took a few years off. and then I went to college, and then I went to law school. And law school for me was a little bit challenging in the fact that I have really bad ADHD, and I had always been given extra time for like exams in high school, and I didn't do that in law school. And then I didn't do that for the bar exam because the bar exam is incredibly strict. And to get extra time, it is a feat. And I applied to get extra time actually, but there's a portion of to become an attorney called the MPREs, which is your ethics exam. Okay. And it's a standardized test, and I hate standardized testing. Oh. And I applied for extra time. Right? Everyone does. It's crazy. Yeah. I applied to get extra time. I got denied. And all my advisors were like, well, if you fail, then you can use that as a reason to appeal. I did not fail the MPREs. I got a very high score that got me into any jurisdiction. And I was like, crap. I was like, great, but also like not great because now I can't use that for a reason why I need extra time for the bar exam. And I'm always transparent about this. I took the bar exam twice. The first time I failed. And it was brutal, man. I mean, it was probably the saddest day of my life. I would say even worse than my divorce. It was like, just a gut punch. And I remember I was interning at the DA's at the time, and I remember people being like, calling me and being like, we don't see your name on the list. Because Pennsylvania does this wonderful, cute thing where everyone's name is listed. And if your name is listed, then everyone in the world knows that you didn't pass.
Right, at that point, that's
other states just put a number, like put your bar ID number, but Pennsylvania does not do that. They put your name there. So if your name is
put it all out there.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. If your name's not there, you didn't pass. And I remember everyone calling me and saying, are you sure they didn't by accident put your maiden name? And at that point, I had been married for like 6 years. And I was like, no, they did not put my maiden name. I just didn't pass. Yeah. I remember finding out I didn't pass. I didn't pass by 2 points. And I remember being like, there is no way they couldn't find 2 points in this exam.
So they're really that strict, huh? Wow.
Yes. And they do also, like, if you fail within 10 points, they do a recount.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, you guys couldn't find anything? You couldn't find 2 points anywhere? Stop. So I cried for what felt like 3 days. And then I watched the Carrie Strug Olympic video where she does the vault and she like lands on a broken ankle and still like gets up. And I was like, this is my Olympics. This is my Carrie Strug moment.
That's it.
Right? I am gonna do it, and I'm gonna get past it because if she can do that, I can do it. So, and I'm like, the bar exam is like lawyers' Olympics. I mean, you have
it sure is
entire life for a single exam, much like the Olympics.
The Olympics, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. So I listened to "I'll Make a Man Out of You" from Mulan about 1,000 times. Because that's my hype song. Anytime, anything in my life, that's my song. That's my hype song. And I was like, I'm gonna get it. And I worked with a tutor, and I started, I think, 2 days after I failed. He was like, you should wait a few weeks. I was like, no, I want to start now.
Yeah, exactly. You want to get on.
And I started right away, and I passed the next time I took it by a lot. So it was a journey. Now I've been an attorney.
I'm so happy to hear that because that's in itself.
Yeah, I mean.
Thank you. It's been great. And no one ever asks you. It's so funny because people are always like, I know attorneys who have failed the bar exam 6 times. I know attorneys who have failed the bar exam 4 or 5 times. And people are always like so embarrassed by it. And I'm like, no one ever asks you how many times you failed. No, when you apply for jobs, people just say, are you barred? Because that's right. No one cares. I'm always very open about it, though. I'm not a shy gal about anything. So, and I like to think it'll help the next girl. It'll help the next person not be devastated by it. Because I didn't want anyone to feel devastated by an exam that is quite literally designed for you not to pass, right? Like it is historically been hard for a lot of people. It's not. Everyone knows the stats about standardized testing. It is what it is. It's an exam that you have to take. You have to learn to take an exam that way. But once you get past it, it's really it's all bright at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, that's
thank goodness. Yeah, that's stressful. I'm like, oh.
Thank you. Much kudos for going back and doing it over again. Because me, after one test, I'm like,
You can't
too much student debt to not go back. Too much student debt.
Exactly. Like, I'm not going to give up on this.
Absolutely. There was no way I was giving up a second time. I mean, being a lawyer is expensive.
It sure is.
And I'm very privileged, and it's still expensive. So, the government gets their check every month. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
I've definitely heard. I mean, like, there's someone that I know right now. She's young. She's actually just like, starting out in college. Like, she's in her second year, and that's her goal. She's funny enough, like, she's actually biracial. She's Colombian and Haitian, and she's in, like, my plan is to go to law school. I'm doing well now. Like, she's doing like some internships while she's doing her school career. And she's very bright, and I'm like, just keep going. Like, just, I mean,
we need you here.
Yeah, exactly.
We need minority women. Please be here. I always tell that.
I told her. I said, hey, this is impressive.
I always tell that to people. There's so many lawyers that are like, don't do it. I never say that because I want as many minority faces as we can get in this in this legal field, because it's just, we don't make up almost anything. You know what I mean? And even as women, we don't make up a lot. Like, there are stats now that I think 50% of graduating classes are lawyers and are women. And that's great. And that's an amazing thing that's happened.
Yeah.
However, if you look at the stats of female partners, equity managing partners in law firms, it is abysmal. And we are, yes, allowed to get the education, yes, allowed to get the, to become attorneys, but we're not being given positions in firms that are, equity, managerial, high level positions. So for me, I'm like, if there's just more and more of us, they can't keep turning us away.
That's right. It's like, we're gonna come break and crush that glass ceiling. You can stay with that.
And honestly, you find good firms. I work at a great firm now. And I think you find your right place. You find people that support you. Yes. My boss, we have a love-hate relationship, but he's been really great. Because, like I said earlier, I got divorced, and my ex-husband left me 2 weeks into my brand new job at this firm.
Oh my God.
And my boss was great. I mean, I walked in one day and he had not known me. Like, he didn't know me from a can of paint. Yeah. And I said, hey, listen, we're going through a crisis, and I'm not going to be able to really be at work all that often. And he was like, hey, listen, what do we have to do? Do you need us to help you get an apartment? Do you need us to help you get your dogs? Do you need us to, of course you can take time off. I mean, I think I worked maybe 3 days a week, 2 days a week my first 6 months there. I mean, they were great. He was amazing. And I'm so grateful for that. So you find good people in the field.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Because hard times, and that's the thing. Sometimes it's like
it's hard to find like an employee who like
will work with you
and like have understanding and empathy. Like, whatever you need to do, just take care of your
self-care.
Life. Yes, self-care.
I'm all about
self-care. Is so important. It's so important.
It really is. Because otherwise, you'll burn out. And plus, for people like you said, with the empathy, hopefully, like with the manager, it's like, hey, it can be you. Like, I always tell these people, like, nobody's better than anybody. Don't get this impression like, oh, I'm the boss or I'm the man. It could be you. You may be in a much worse situation than me tomorrow, later on today.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No one knows
My mom always said that to me. She said you could always end up being the person that holds the door open and never forget it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she always said that she would never treat anybody any differently, no matter what their position in life was.
Right.
And my mom was a woman she was a computer scientist in the 90s, where women weren't in that field. And
sure, not at all. Yeah.
Right. And she was really great with teaching that to me and my sister, really making sure that we understood that there are going to be places where people don't want us and where we weren't designed for us, but don't ever treat anybody badly. Be respectful, have boundaries, create standards for yourself, and don't move on those boundaries. That was a big thing. If somebody says something or does something that makes you uncomfortable, stick with it, stay with it, but never be disrespectful. And especially based off of somebody's position, because it was always like your life can be taken and the things that you find dear can be taken in a blink of an eye, as everyone knows.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, like when you say like your mother, my mother always had this phrase she would say is like, just because you walk in today doesn't mean you're going to be walking tomorrow, because anything could happen to anyone. Like it's, I mean, like I hate to use the analogy of the California fires, like all these people, you know, New Year's Eve, things are fine. Who would have thought a few days later your city's burned out?
Absolutely.
I didn't see that coming. I'm sure, you know, it's so scary and just the unknown. Natural disaster, it's the unknown, everything. You know, it's scary. Life is scary. To make the best of it, work together. Help
Absolutely.
each other, you know, support each other for sure. I don't know. My actual next question was already answered.
Okay.
Did you want to go?
So get the last question we have here is like, what was the most rewarding experience to you where you had the opportunity to be a speaker?
Oh, okay. So I got to go to this event last year, and I got to be a moderator, and it was Women in Leadership by Betty Aquimero. I always say her name wrong, and I love her to the end of time, and she changed my life. So I should know her name, how to say it, but I don't. But she is Will by Betty, and it was amazing. It was an entire conference surrounded by powerhouse women from all over. Not even all lawyers, some doctors. I met an amazing HR rep there who does private HR. Her name's Nay, and she is Renee. I call her Nay, but her name's Renee, and she's great. She's changed my life too. I mean, there's just I would say that conference was a game changer for me, and it was the most rewarding because it breathed. Does it breathe? I can't speak right now. It's late. It put a new wave of energy in me. I think the law does a really big thing of wearing you down.
Of course.
And that's why I do all these social media stuff, and that's why I do podcasts. That's why I do content creation, because I said I don't want to burn out in 5 years. I don't want to burn out, so I have to do things that fill my cup in other ways. And getting to meet women like that have changed my life have really been amazing. They've really been moments and things that I've got to learn that will stick with me forever. I would say that, and then I would also say the second most important thing that's ever happened to me was when I got to walk a runway for Crusades of Curves.
Nice.
Which was amazing. I got to walk a runway last September.
Yeah.
And Mallory from Crusades of Curves took a risk on me. I had never walked a runway before. I wasn't a formal model at that point yet. And she was like, nope, we love to create new people. We love to see people grow.
Nice.
We'll take a chance on you. Send me a video of you walking. I sent her a video of me walking that day, and she booked me, and I never looked back. I got to meet with amazing models, and I got to do something I never in my wildest dreams thought I would get to do at 33 years old. Didn't think I'd be walking a runway. Never in a million years.
Right. No, especially these days, how they, you know, people are washed up after like low 20s.
I
don't feel that way. Hey, I'd still rock a runway, and I'm almost 50. But that's how I feel. Like you said,
you absolutely should. You absolutely should.
You know. But yeah, no, and I'm sure you would have showed those younger girls, because I can tell that I haven't met you, you know, but you're definitely very charismatic and have, as I say, swag. People say swag, right? I can see that. You kill that wrong way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I was listening to "I'll Make a Man Out of You" in my head the entire time.
Yeah.
That's my song that goes with me anywhere. Anytime I need to feel confident, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Wow. I'm just like definitely inspired myself. I mean, like, you know, just when you think you've done something.
Shoot your shot. You've never, that's the thing. That's the one thing I learned about social media. I've never stopped shooting my shot. I've gotten runways from Threads. I've gotten modeling gigs from Threads. And I've gotten to go on podcasts. I've got to, you know, I met you guys. Like, anything that is there that I think I want to take a chance on, I ask. and it can't hurt, right? Like,
right. The words they tell you no, they tell you no. They're lost, not mine. Gotta have
right,
that
right,
mentality.
right. And I always think you're never too experienced or too old to ask for anything. And in my life, after everything changed and I got divorced, I said, I'm never going to not ask for something that I want again. I'm going to try for everything, and what works out, and what doesn't, but it's not for a lack of me trying.
Yeah. No, that's the right attitude, is go in there and take that chance. Like,
no, it's worth it.
Like, what's the worst they can say? Is no. Okay, go on to the next one.
Absolutely.
Don't give up. That's what you tell them, don't give up. Don't be, discouraged. Their loss, not yours. Maybe something better is coming your way. Like another.
Today's no is tomorrow's yes.
When one closes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Do you have anything else on your list of questions? I'm trying to practice this, letting him take over, because like I said, I can talk. I'm like, let me just, like, if you go back and see any of the live streams, it's me talking. I said, oh my God, I gotta watch this.
Yeah.
I love that. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. So I think you definitely went down a list of questions, like some we didn't even get to answer. Like, oh,
we already have the answer. Definitely didn't need to have that.
One thing we definitely appreciate about you is that you didn't whatever you went through, you took that, you used that as a stepping stone. You didn't sit there and just harp on it, like, oh well,
what was
this
me?
happened, what was me? So,
no, she's very strong.
My life is over. No, you
persevered. That's what it is.
Yes,
it's definitely determination, strength, and all of that.
And we're definitely all for that. And when people sit there and take whatever, no matter what background, whatever you had in the past, use that as a stepping stone to keep going.
Oh yeah, no, it's true. And just like being able to be that light to, like you said, inspire others, whether it's other Latina women or women in general. Like, the empowerment is strong. It's real. Like, it's, and not to, when I say women, like, this is not a girl power, but
create life for everyone is my whole
everyone.
thing.
Yeah.
I want to make the world a better place for everyone. Men and women.
Men and women. Womankind. Everyone. I mean, hey, we all can win.
Absolutely.
Support of each other, That's what I'm definitely looking to do.
Yeah. So now I want to say definitely thank you again for joining us, accepting our invitation. And
much thanks. I mean, I can't say it enough. I'm just like a little kid. I feel like, oh my God, we have our first guest and she is amazing.
Yes.
It's like, hey, like these people, you say, oh wow, like how these people feel and they meet, oh wow, I met Oprah, I met Beyonce. Hey, move over, ladies. You guys are great. We have Heather Reese, and she killed it. She made our night. I hope she made anyone else who's watching their night, because you're such an inspiration, a ray of light that beyond is. I'm lost for words. I'm like, wow.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be your first guest too. It was a lot. It was pressure, but I knew I could live up to it. I was like, when you said it to me, I'm like, oh gosh, man, I hope I don't mess this up.
You did not.
Thank you.
At all. You've done wonderful.
Thank you. I really, that's people always say, like, don't you get nervous? And I'm like, no. And I told this to you guys earlier. Like, I talk about me, my favorite subject. Myself. And I get to do what I can to help inspire people. And my whole thing has always been show everybody grace and try to create that for everyone. And there's so much darkness in the world that I never want to be anyone's dark light. So I'm always like, listen, let's just be positive, and push each other, promote each other, do what we can for each other to create positivity. And that's just my thing. So it's always been great to get to help spread that.
Yeah, I mean,
fantastic.
Definitely, very glad that you're doing just that and kicking down doors.
Oh yeah, it takes a special person, like I said, because you can't be. I mean, not to say that you're like overly out there, but you know what I mean. It takes a certain type of person, because you have to be able to be humble, but at the same time, have that assertiveness, and yet wanting to inspire, like be heard, like make yourself. Hey, listen, this is me. This is what's going on. You can do this too. I've been through this, whatever it is, like a, give and take of like, basically, like you said, sharing your life, because again, you're hoping that someone will be inspired.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much again. It's been a
Thank
pleasure
you.
speaking with you this evening and getting to know more about you. And like I said, we didn't have so many questions because you had answered them, which was amazing. I'm like, oh my God, we didn't want to overburden you either. Like, oh, let's have a 50 question. No, nothing like that. It's more so like, freestyle and very relaxed atmosphere. We're laid back.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys so much for having me. It's been amazing. I hope you guys have a great night. And everybody who listened, thank you so much. And if you need to reach out to me, my Instagram is Heather_RXOXO. On my Instagram, it has my like a tab for my email. I do read all my DMs. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. Depends on who's sending it. But I do my best to try to answer people because whatever I can do for the next person, I like to be able to do. So don't hesitate to reach out to me.
Sure, will do. And if I know of anyone that I mean, like I said, I know a lot of people that as I'm hearing, I'm like, oh my God, I'm thinking her, I'm thinking this person that might be inspired or want to, reach out as well. I'll definitely keep that in mind.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you, Heather. Take care, honey.
Take care.
Enjoy your night. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Heather was amazing. Oh my God, I feel like a kid that just, had Christmas all in one night. But again, thank you, Miss Heather. You've been wonderful. You're an amazing guest, and we're blessed. I can just say that.
Yeah.
As they say less, we're blessed.
Yeah.
For real. Like, we were lucky to have such a very, very, very inspirational woman. Like I said, beautiful inside and out, and with so much knowledge.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Thank you.
Yes. No, for Instagram and Threads, Heather_RXOXO. So definitely, reach out to her.
Yes, if you definitely have any legal personal injury questions and you're in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area, Heather is your resource waiting for you.
Yep.
Okay. And then, of course, if you'll, look back, if you haven't followed along, you can see some of the other great things that Heather does. She's a lawyer, but she's also a model. She does it all.
Plus size
influencer.
Model.
Yes.
Influencer.
She does it all.
Yes. So. And again, definitely a big thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And...
All right. So I guess. Oh, wait. Are you jumping the gun or what are you doing?
No.
Because just really quick, like usually we have a little format here. So we're going to do a little advertising, like almost like feel like it's like on those, TV shows, like up to commercial time. So we're going to talk about a little bit of advertisement, right?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Facts 2K because we are ambassadors for Facts 2K, the brand Facts 2K. So I guess at this point, you know what I'm saying, KZ, why don't you showcase some of the Facts 2K apparel and, some of the technology service commercials.
All right.
So you want to start with the apparel first or what? Show the people what Facts 2K is about.
Okay, give me one.
Take your time. I'm still excited. So I'm like trying to transfer my mind to advertisement. And I'm thinking, okay, I enjoyed Heather Reese so much. Do I even want to talk about anything else?
Yeah.
But yet we have to, try to bring ourselves back.
Yeah, so I guess I can go with the advertisement here.
All right, do it up. He's waiting for the people. Yes. Facts2k.com. So that's the apparel, right? Nice little line. If you're looking for some streetwear, Facts 2K has you covered. And that's for the apparel. And of course, there's other things that Facts 2K offers in terms of other merchandise, if you will. But, that's been like kind of advertised so much. So it's like, let's focus on the apparel, right?
Yeah.
You know, if people are into thrifting or secondhand or other items they can buy there, you know, or new items that are non-factory apparel, right? Other clothing and accessories and such. But let's talk about the tech side. We're always talking about the fashion. I love the fashion, but let's talk about the tech service. Let us know.
Even with it, sure. Trying to cue this up here.
Gotcha.
So, in addition, we also have offer website services. Need something from the bottom. Need help getting the website started, or if you already have a website, needed modified.
So basically, leveling up. That's my word of the night. Level up that website.
Yep.
There you go.
So, in addition to that, we also have reels and video intro. So
want to level up?
Yep.
You know, you want your reel to pop.
Yeah.
They're trying to have this lingo these days. I'm like, I don't want to be like grandma trying to be cool, but you know, I'm trying to be, part of this social media world, and as old folks used to say in my day, calling it, you want to be hip.
Okay. No, you really trying to show
I take it back. No, that's not my word. That was said to me. But yeah, hey, I embrace my age. It's all good. Right. Hello.
All right, so I'm ready to show off our website services. So
okay. Middle of the road, yeah. Is that us?
Yeah.
It is. You take over Enterprise. Oh yeah, that's yeah. So then we talked about, you said the reel and video intro commercial. That's kind of new, like a new service, I'd say.
Yeah.
But load it up.
Yeah.
Show it. Just because, like, I think these days, these are the things people are on TikTok. Well, we have TikTok is back,
Yeah.
You want a reel? I mean, reels are on different other platforms too, like Instagram and such.
Yeah.
But yeah, or video intros. I know a lot of the young kids are doing the video intros from what I've been talking to different people. Or want a video intro, especially like with gaming or all of these things. I'm learning.
Yeah, that's we're trying to keep up with these times because it's
forever changing.
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, between lawyers, this technology is also definitely constantly changing.
Yes, it definitely is. The trends in fashion, same thing. It's like 1 minute this is hot, the next minute it's not. Like just like the kids, real quick. I just found out the other day. So what we consider bell bottoms, they're bringing back these stacked, flared, like sweatpants. So again, forever changing. I mean, 20 years ago, I probably wouldn't have wanted to wear those.
Yeah.
But today's kids love them. So, it's to each his own. Like the generations, it changes, or they're taking back old school. The same thing, like you said, certain things, either remain the same, like the oldie but goodies, or they upgrade and level up.
Yeah.
So I hope we can get that real video intro commercial up.
Yeah,
let's hope you can find it soon.
Yeah. Because the one thing I'm actually looking for.
You can't find it. Because I know we were so wrapped up in our conversation. It's like everything else was kind of like on the back burner for the moment, right? But now it's like, okay, I guess we'll do a few commercials before the evening's out, right?
Yeah.
Few quick commercials. I actually like these commercials. Maybe they might be part of the regular live stream. Well, maybe not every time, but still.
And at least it'll be more organized and better.
Yeah, it's all good. So at least you found it. So it's just a matter of it loading and we're ready to go. That'll be that.
Yeah. So, anyone in the got anything to say, or how do you know? What are your thoughts on these? This live stream thus far.
And if you're shy, you can email us.
Yeah.
We do have some people sometimes a little shy, or want to wait till later, and that's okay. Everybody can't be available just because we are at that moment. We respect people's time. It's a weeknight. People sometimes go to bed early because they have to work tomorrow. We happen to have like a very strange schedule where we're like working pretty much. It almost seems like 24 hours. Little sleep, very minimal sleep, but the energy's there. So.
Okay, so I think we're ready to go.
Okay, go ahead. Show it. Load it up. To be the real. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So
that's that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So enough about the commercials. Just real quick, I don't want to forget, of course, because I never would. I know I mentioned a little earlier about Martin Luther King Day. So before January is over, we're wrapping this month up quick. I swear, it just started, but it's like almost over, right?
Yeah.
We definitely, we're just been flying by. That's what happened last year. It looks like we're on that same trajectory, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's.
I'm definitely not gonna ever forget to acknowledge and make mention of Dr. Martin Luther King Day. So that was obviously on January 20th, earlier this week. Yeah. If you didn't know, now you know, and hopefully you did know.
Yeah, I hope you did.
And I'm hoping that, I should say we are definitely hoping that you honor Dr. King by taking the opportunity to, do some community service. So maybe you served, maybe you did something nice for someone that made a difference. It's not like people are like, what did she do? What did he do? No, it's just hopefully made a difference in someone's life. Yeah. Miss Heather Reese made a difference in my life tonight.
Yeah.
She was so inspirational. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled.
Yeah, definitely.
To have had one of the best guests, that we could have had for our first guest. I mean, it's like now you're talking about setting the standard high. It's like, oh my God. And no pressure, people, but
Yeah.
She was amazing. What else? Oh yeah, of course, as you know, President Biden, I'm going to still call him President Biden, the former president at this point, though. Yeah. He did his farewell address also. That was last week. And we want to say thank you, Mr. Joe Biden, for more than 50 years. I said it, people, 50. I've been talking about that number 50 tonight, right?
Yeah.
50 years.
That's a long
50
time.
años of public service, okay? 50 years. We thought, the analogy that he used in that farewell address, that was inspirational. Like he compared, the people of the U.S., right, us American citizens or such, to the Statue of Liberty, like representing the American people. It was like spot on, really, though. It was like a great way to compare people. Like it said, we are resilient people. And I know I'm resilient. How about you?
Yeah, definitely.
With all that's happening, like regardless, like of, a storm comes our way. It's like the Statue of Liberty, we stand strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what obstacle comes people's way, we have to, and this is something like a little lesson for everybody. You need to try to, be strong. Of course, easier said than done. But if you think about that Statue of Liberty, all the bad weather she's been through, she's been through some things.
Yeah.
Some stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Keep it up, PG.
Yeah. Some ish. Yeah. For real though. But yes. But we'll definitely miss you, Mr. Biden. It won't go unnoticed. I don't care if you had one term or what people say. But honestly, you did a lot for the country, even before the presidential role. I mean, you were an amazing VP with President Obama, all the things you've done. So we thank you, Mr. Biden. And hey, we'd love to have you on the live stream. Yeah. Chances maybe next to never, because he's probably busy. Hopefully he's resting and having some self-care.
Yeah.
But we definitely thought he was a great servant. And thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. God bless. We will definitely miss you.
Yes.
So on that note, I don't know. You want to remind everyone one more time, just one time?
One more time. Give you one last reminder.
Okay, let's do it.
Maybe not the last reminder.
For the evening.
But for the evening, yeah.
Okay.
once you say, I want to say that, hit us up. If you have any topics that you want us to talk about, want us to just check in and chat. And that email again is Kiana Kenzo, koolvibes@gmail.com. I'm going to put it right up here on the screen.
Again, otra vez. I'm going to put it one more time. Yes. Yeah. So if anything, guys, yeah, definitely. We love to, talk about anything, honestly. Like at this point, pretty much, like we're such an like laid back little, team here that we're like, hey, if you want to talk about, how to make pizza bagels or something, let's chat about it. I just came with how random that was. See what I mean? It doesn't have to be any rhyme or reason. We want any and everybody. We do not say, well, you just want this group of people. Oh, no, any and everybody. Even if you don't agree with something we're saying, hey, let's chat that up. We love to, it's okay to agree to disagree. We okay with that too. We don't care. We want any and everybody. So hit us up if you want to talk, chat, or if you have something you want to discuss, like you said. And if you want to be a guest, of course, we'd love to see some more guests this year if we can. That'd be amazing. And like I said, whether it's, a small business, whether it's a big business, whether it's anyone, whether you're a musician, whether you're an author, whether you're, a doctor. Hey, let's talk.
Yeah. Leave the floor open.
Anyone.
Yeah.
We don't any age, any gender. Hey, come on through.
Yeah.
The door's wide open.
So in the meantime, for our replay crew, also don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
At Team S2K on YouTube. You can hit us on I won't say most because now that's very vague now because got all these other social medias that we don't know about.
Yeah, you don't even say that. We learn about them every day.
Yeah, so you can find us on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, TikTok.
And a little bit on X. It's not our big thing. Well, I didn't say that was wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
But in other words, because, it's just limited on what you can put on there based on, I'm more about pictures and showing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I want to put on there, but
we're going to leave that be.
Yeah, it's a horse of another color.
So let's keep it the mood positive. So, what I'm saying? We're going to wrap things up and I hope everyone's enjoyed. And we want you to have a great night. Thank you for watching and thank you for reviewing it when you do. Thank you again, Miss Heather Reese, for being an amazing guest. We're really grateful and
definitely thank you.
Definitely hoping nothing but success comes your way. Yes, thank you again.
We know it's going to be a lot of success coming your way. And
not a doubt.
And one last reminder is also to go check out our website at teams2k.com.
Oh, yes. And definitely one last thing for me is to say, don't forget to go to facts2k.com to do some shopping if you want or looking around. Like I said, the website, reels, all types of stuff. There's a lot on that Facts 2K website. I go there all the time just to look, even though I'm an ambassador, but I'm still looking. I'm like, because people ask me, they want this or that. Hey, go to that website. You never know what you might find. The apparel is one thing, but there's other stuff on there too. And there's stuff, all type of random stuff. It's everything, a little bit of everything. So, but I'm going to leave that alone. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed your night because we have.
Yeah.
And on that note, what we have to say, we're going to let them know, right? Yeah. Just remember to be cool and stay safe. And we are out. Love you. Bye-bye. Till next time.